The Louisiana Purchase, Breaking Through to a Whole New World by Hank Figueroa-Landelli, Hudson Lafrano, and Peter Irwin.
In 1803, America acquired the Louisiana Territory from France. Thomas Jefferson, the president at the time, won the land for agricultural, economical, and political reasons. This event broke political, social, and cultural barriers. Breaking these barriers changed America by leading to future American opportunities. The purchase also led to America becoming a tornado of destruction for native peoples, species, and ecosystems. But this rapid expansion made way for American intellect, farms, and economies to thrive.
Following the defeat in the 7 Years' War, France ceded the Louisiana Territory to Spain in 1762 and promised they wouldn't give it to any other country. In 1789, France was fighting with Britain and among themselves. They took the land back from Spain and were dealing with troubles with slavery in the Caribbean and with the navigation of the Mississippi River. The river is 2,348 miles long, and its width varies from 20 feet to over 11 miles. Many American settlers had already been living in the Louisiana Territory, so they could be near the port of New Orleans. The port was the third largest city and the wealthiest city in the not yet U.S. Thomas Jefferson wanted to have control of the port. Recently, Spain had just taken away America's access to the entire Mississippi. The port served as a main junction for international trades and gave work to many Americans. This angered Americans and drove Jefferson even more. In 1795, the Americans' conflict with Spain was over due to Pinckney's Treaty, which gave Americans duty-free access to the river, which was still under Spanish control. This waterway would provide major income for America and play a huge part in what ultimately would lead to the purchase of the Louisiana Territory.
Meanwhile, Thomas Jefferson wanted to expand America for agricultural, economical, and political reasons. Jefferson sent two men named Robert R. Livingston and James Monroe, both American lawyers and politicians, to France to negotiate the transfer of New Orleans. Originally, Napoleon Bonaparte, the military leader of France at the time, wanted to continue French colonization in the Americas, but he realized that his plans for keeping the territory were dissolving. He needed funds for France's war with Britain. The two negotiators were surprised when Napoleon offered the entire territory of Louisiana for $15 million, 3 cents an acre. The territory spanned 827,000 square miles and has pieces in 15 U.S. states and 2 Canadian provinces. Obviously, they happily accepted the offer. In today's currency, the purchase would have costed $1.2 trillion US just due to inflation. When the word was brought back to America, Thomas Jefferson had a problem. He had trouble constitutionally justifying the purchase to Congress, and to make it worse, some Americans thought that the purchase was too much power for the president. Many Americans were already itching to expand America in West and settle, but many other Americans were scared that the purchase would aggravate Spain and cause trouble. Jefferson eventually claimed that the Constitution allowed him to make the purchase because of the government's right to make treaties with other governments. The Congress vote ended up being a pro-purchase by 2 votes, 57 to 59. Many barriers were broken during this event. An example is cultural barriers in particular. Cultural barriers were broken because when America moved to Louisiana, there was still a high population of French people still living there. Their cultures fused, creating Creole and Cajun people.
The Louisiana Purchase doubled the size of America and gave Americans access to the Mississippi River. The river was a major trade and transportation route that cut through the middle of America and branched off from Montana to Ohio. From 1804 to 1806, the Lewis and Clark expedition, led by Captain Meriwether Lewis and Lieutenant William Clark, was tasked to explore the new territory of Louisiana. Lewis needed men for Captain Meriwether Lewis's expedition. Lewis then requested men from Congress for $2,500. The Native Americans during the era of removal, from 1803 to 1840, were stripped from their homes and forced to move to designated Indian Territory, roughly modern Oklahoma. During the expansion of America, conflicts between the natives and settlers led to millions of people dying. Most casualties were on the natives because of their subpar weaponry. France was also affected greatly by their profit from the purchase. They acquired a large sum of money, 15 million, from America, but lost a huge chunk of land. This event was not a world changer, but it did have a massive impact on the United States, turning it into a powerhouse of technology and agriculture. The United States had to defend and protect a nation twice as large as before. They had to manage how Americans explored and settled the new land and had to improve transportation throughout the new territory. The Louisiana Purchase even impacts us today. The purchase led to America acquiring California and many other western states. It fostered the growth of America into a diverse country of acceptance. The Louisiana Purchase benefited America, but was not as beneficial for Native people. The purchase led to many conflicts between American settlers and Native Americans. These conflicts did not end well for the natives and gave America more and more leeway to disturb them. But America did invent many things that are vital to the current world. Without the Louisiana Purchase, America may not even exist, and many of the innovations presented by America would not be implemented in today's world.